Okay, so we've been in a little bit of a crazy week, to say the least. Hope everybody's getting through it just fine. And if you do have any questions that you want answered throughout, you can put them in now or you can save them till the end. We're going to break this up into a format of first going over mindset and talking about the mindset that we need to have with this change that we're having in the market. After that, we'll talk about buyers and servicing your buyers, what you can do for them. And then we'll talk about sellers and what we can do to service sellers, calm their nerves when it comes to buyers coming into their home, and great marketing items that we can go over to really put their mind at ease, knowing that you're going to do everything to make sure that they're getting qualified buyers that are coming through, motivated buyers, and that it's going to be somebody who is extremely interested in their home. So I know Stevie is going to hop on here. I'm so excited that we have 15 of you guys that are on the call. That tells me that there's 14 others that are experiencing a change in the market, and that you have a sense to, learn and provide the best you can to your clients. So I see Braden's son is like saying hi to everybody, and he's the cutest little thing ever. All right, so I'm seeing more people coming on. I have everybody muted, so if there is a time throughout that you want us to, if you have questions or you want us to clarify on something, just unmute yourself. We find it much easier when everybody's muted from the beginning to limit distractions so that we can get the most out of the call.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so you can hear me.
Yes, we are good. Oh yeah, sorry, I muted you.
Oh.
I muted everybody on the call.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So I see a lot of people on here.
There's a lot. And I was just going over the layout and everything that we intend to cover tonight. Mindset, buyers, sellers, and then we'll save some time for the end for questions.
Cool. Wow. How has your week been?
It's been great. It's been very, very busy. Busy in the sense of servicing to make sure that all of my clients are doing okay, first and foremost. And then busy in the sense of adapting, right? It's just a matter of, and we knew that some of these items were coming. It's just that we didn't know when or what we were going to have to do to actually, get all the pieces in place. But the great thing about our business is that, one, buyers and sellers, they always have a need. People need to relocate and move all of the time. So that's a very plus. And then secondly, a lot of our business can be done virtually. And so we're going to go over so many of those items that you can continue to do to service your people. It's just changing up some things.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Oh man, it's been so chaotic. A lot of people have asked me, like, how are you so busy? But remember, like, my business that I have right now is what I've been working on the last 30, 90 days, right? Even like my closing today, we've been building this house for 7 to 8 months. So, I'm so busy right now, but it's because of what I've been building the last couple of months. But I think that we just have a lot of really good tips about what's going on right now and how to really move forward, because in the last week, so much has changed, right? So much has changed. And a lot of realtors that I've talked to, they have a really negative mindset. They are not focusing on work at all. I mean, I talk to realtors all day, every day. Some of them are still out there working and stuff like that. But one I just got off the phone with, and I was like, what did you do today? And she was just like, just getting ready for this coronavirus. And I'm like, what? You're just sitting around and doing nothing.
Yeah. Definitely. Just because of this is going on, we have ways that we can just pivot to make our business continue to run. So let's go over some of those things. First and foremost, let's go over mindsets. We are, as Stevie and I are big advocates when it comes to having a positive mindset, having your affirmations. And so let's talk about what that actually looks like now that we're headed into a changing market. So first and foremost, it's a shift is here. We've been preparing for it. And so now it's time to implement anything that you have learned about, what you've maybe read about, if you're reading the shift book or if you've read it before. It's time to now take those things and put them into action. So having a positive mindset, saying your positive affirmations, it's huge, right? Continue to follow a normal schedule. Just like you were saying, she was sitting at home watching Netflix all day or, scrolling through social media. This is where you need to be more dedicated and diligent with your schedule more than ever. So wake up, get dressed, and be prepared to take an appointment, even if that means working from home. So put your pants on, get your shirt on, curl your hair, do your makeup, make your bed. Exactly. All of the things. I think that that's super huge. We need to act like nothing has changed. It's just that instead of driving to the office, we're going into a different room to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that I wanted to mention is obviously there's a lot going on and it's stressful and chaotic and like, let's be honest about it. Right. But I just choose not to focus so negatively and focus on like, I want to be prepared. Okay. So I have had this scarcity mindset. So I feel like preparing for this. So essentially financially, I feel like I'm going to be okay, but it still really sucks, right? Like it's just not fun and it's going to affect a lot of things. But I feel as though, when it comes to business, like customers are calling me. I'm sure you all are getting this, right? Customers, your buyers, your sellers that you have pending in escrow, potential buyers and sellers. What do you think about the real estate market? How is the coronavirus going to affect this? And I have talked to so many agents and them saying that their deals are fallen through and they have changed their mind. I mean, let me know guys in the comments, like, are you having customers who are telling you this? Like, I don't want to buy, I don't want to sell, or like, I'm really nervous, I'm going to back out now because I would need to keep this cash, right? I'm really curious to see your guys' feedback on that because the agents I've been talking to, they've been dealing with that a lot. And I don't know if this is coincidental, but I've got 12 deals pending. Nobody is backing out. And I think that it's because when they call me with their concerns, right, because they're asking me what's going on. And my response back to them is not putting fear in their minds. And I'm positive and I'm that go-getter and I'm moving forward and I'm going to do whatever I can to get this deal closed for them. And so when they call me, I'm like, that really is the $1 million question right now, right? Like everyone's blowing up my phone asking this. And I basically tell them what I know, what other real estate agents are telling me, what our market stats are telling me in the MLS within the last 24 hours. I'm telling them facts and I'm telling them my experiences. This past weekend on my listings, I had a ton of showings. I got two listings under contract. I'm talking about how I'm still out showing buyers' homes. I'm still going to inspections. I'm still stopping in and doing listing appointments. And so when I mention all these things, they're like, oh, okay, all right, she's hopeful, she's positive, let's go. And I think if you have that mentality, that could really make a difference, right? One other thing that I want to mention about mindset and the way that you're talking to customers, someone reached out to me today. I don't know, I can't remember who it was, and they might be on this call. If you are, let me know. But they had said that they've been trying to prospect right now, right? We need to be buckled down on lead generating. And they have been reaching out to their customers, and she had said that she was getting a lot of backlash. Like, people were getting upset with her, like, no, we're not trying to buy or sell right now. Like, I can't believe that you're calling me and saying this, and like really negative stuff. And I was like, what are you saying to them? Because anyone I'm reaching out to, they're like telling me how they're doing, how they're adjusting, their crazy story about they went to go get toilet paper and there was none left. And I'm asking, how can I show up for you? How can I help you? And I haven't gotten anything negative at all.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention those two things about customers reaching out to you and then you reaching out to customers.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and that's one of the things is that, when it comes down to lead generation, that's been virtual, right? For the most part, if you are calling through your database, if you're calling expireds, for sale by owners, canceled listings, your circle prospecting, you're following up on your database, your sphere, open house leads, all of that is virtual. And so your lead generation should not change. If anything, this is where winners continue to grow and not winners will get out of the business. And so one of the things that I have, I've never been through a shift. I've never been through a changing market. And yet everything that I am hearing is, if you're doing 3 hours lead generating, do 4. If you're lead generating 4 days a week, do 5. If you're doing 2 open houses a week, do 3.
Yeah. Ricky Crew, he did a live call today. Sorry to interrupt. And with him and this other guy, they were doing live calls with the dialer. And Ricky was saying, if you have no business right now and you are really struggling, you should be doing nothing else besides sitting on these phone calls and having the dialer call these people and have conversations with them and build relationships. You shouldn't be doing anything else. If you're not doing those things, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Right?
When it comes down to coffee dates, I had a facial, my hair appointment on Saturday, all of those items, they don't matter right now. What matters is me doubling down on my business so that in the next 30, 60, 90 days, I'm not sitting here wondering where I'm going to get a paycheck from.
Yeah.
So it's sticking to the basics, and whether that's calling, texting, sending mailers out, going and previewing homes, do it all.
Yeah.
Following a schedule is huge. My recommendation for a schedule would be from 8:30 to noon, you are lead generating. And if you don't have any appointments that day, then you should be out touring and previewing homes. So morning lead generation, afternoon appointments or previewing homes, so that you can consistently stay in touch with your people. Social media is going to be huge right now because people are wondering, what's everybody doing? Everybody's sitting at home working from their house, right? So if you are hopping on a couple of times a week doing live videos, saying that you're previewing homes for your clients and, you're going above and beyond, that's going to stand out to people and let them know that nothing has changed in your business.
Talk positively about it. Talk facts. Talk about the market stats. Do live videos so these people can see you and reach out to them. I've been sporadically, as I get like a comment or a like or a message, I'm commenting back and going more like in depth the conversation. Like, how are you guys doing? How are you and your family? Are you all stocked up? What do you need from me? Okay. How can I help you? So even though they're not ready to buy or sell right now, I get that. But if you keep showing up for them and keep providing value, that's going to stand out. Send them your buyer guide. Send them your seller guide. I just sent a video to my whole database today, just talking real quickly about what's going on and what I can do to help with virtual showings, with listing appointments. I'm still here. I'm still working. I can still answer questions. So closings are going to happen every day, no matter what. And it's like, whether or not they're your closings or not, they're still going to happen.
That's right. And also utilizing this time to Clean up your database. Do you have people in there where you don't have their address? Do you not have their phone number or email? Do you have people in Facebook that like and comment on your stuff all the time, but they're not in your database? This is the time when you're working from home. You have nothing better to do, right? You shouldn't be out unless you need to, or you're previewing homes. So use this time to clean up your database and take advantage of trainings. There's so many trainings, webinars, YouTube videos, books that you could be reading or listening to, podcasts. Use this time to get your education up to speed. And this, like, what a great way for you to hop off this call to say, wow, I just listened to a mastermind on how to grow my business virtually and how to service my clients.
Or we talked about real estate and the coronavirus
yeah, exactly.
And how it's affecting real estate. And I bet people are going to reach out to you and ask you questions about it.
Yep. So let's dive into servicing buyers. So how can you create the ultimate home buying experience given our current circumstances? So one question that I like to ask, and I've been on a couple appointments this week, is how are you feeling about what's going on? And that question right there is going to tell us, you know, are they nervous? Are they scared? Do they have health concerns? Or do they think that it's just a load of crock? I mean, everybody's kind of on all different sides of it. And so meet them where they're at by simply asking the question, how are you feeling about what's going on? And then that way you can then let them know if you need to take the virtual route or if you need to, you know, meet them, if they're fine with meeting you face to face. So I would first ask that question and see where they're at, and then offer a virtual buyer's consultation or a face-to-face. Again, meet them on their level, what they're feeling most comfortable with. When it comes to showings, depending on how they're feeling about showings, you can always offer to go preview the property for them by sending a video. You can FaceTime, use Zoom. If they're an Android user, you can do Google Hangouts. You can do a Facebook Live. You can upload it to Google Drive. There's so many options for you to go and preview a home. Or if they want to meet you there, bring wipes, bring hand sanitizer, bring booties for their shoes, or take off their shoes and wear their socks. Just take all measurements too.
I will say, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I feel like when people bring these concerns to me and I come in so quick with an action plan and I'm excited about it, I'm like, this is what we're doing now. They feel more comfortable with it. And honestly, I do that with a lot of situations. A lot of people move here and it's a military town, or they're coming here for their corporate job and they have to buy sight unseen. It's really the same thing. And I go in right away. Oh, okay, that's no problem at all, because I actually help a lot of customers buy property sight unseen. And what I've done is I've been able to give them the seller's disclosure before we even go look at the property, before I go look at the property. I can pull permits, I go to the property, I do videos, photos, I FaceTime, I take photos of the neighborhood, videos of the neighborhood, the amenities. And when you go in with a plan and you have an excitement about it, I feel like, and you're confident, they're just like, okay, yeah, this is what we need to do now, right? Instead of you're just like, I don't know, not confident, and you don't really have that action plan, then they're not going to believe that they should be working with you, right?
Right. At the end of the day, you are the expert. So they're going to look to you to say, okay, how do we get through these times? Also, like you said, sending them seller's disclosure, sending them property comps, maybe sending the listing agent their pre-approval letter to let them know how serious of a buyer they are. Ask your clients to start doing a drive-by of the property in the neighborhood. Ask them to look on Google Earth. You know, small things like that will help reduce the number of showings and the amount that they have to actually be out if that's a concern for them.
And what about this? What if you reach out to a buyer and they're like, hey, we're going to hold off, right? And you're just like, okay, cool. That's fine. Why don't we get on a Zoom call and I'll do a buyer consult? Like you're investing time with them. And guess what you have right now? Probably a little bit more time. So get on that Zoom call with them. Shoot, that's going to save you a trip later to meet up with them in person to do it, and show up and provide value. Do that buyer consult with them, take an hour, answer their questions. And then that's another way you can mail them a handwritten note. Thank you so much for getting on that Zoom call with me. Then you can follow up again. Hey, did you have any questions since our Zoom call? Like there's just so many ways to show up right now, an opportunity. It might not be this now business that you're really wanting, but when things get a little bit better, or if they know of somebody, who are they going to think of? That person who did a buyer consult with them while none of us was allowed to leave our house, and there's so much craziness going on. Who are they going to think of?
You, that agent. That's
yeah,
right.
This is time to take market share.
And think about this. How many kids are at home right now being homeschooled by their parents? Some of these adults are going to be like, thank you. I just need to have a conversation with an adult right now.
Get your wine, girl. Let's do a buyer consult.
That's right. Good deal. So if you have any buyer specific question, ask those while we roll into servicing sellers, and then we'll answer and tackle all of those at the end. All right. So in turn, servicing sellers, how can you create the ultimate home selling process, home selling experience given our current circumstances? So again, asking them, hey, I'd love to meet and discuss the home selling process. Let me ask you, with what's going on in our world, how are you feeling about that? So that you can say, okay, great. You don't want to meet in person or you want to hold it off? No problem. What I'll do is I'll set up a Zoom call today at 6 o'clock for you and your husband to sit on the other side of the screen, and then I'll be on this side. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Or if they don't have any concerns, then it's just simply, great. How about I meet you at your house and we continue to conduct business as normal, as usual?
Yeah. I have a listing appointment. Well, I know I'm already listing it, but I'm coming to make sure the paint job looks good, and I'm going over there on Sunday. Like I'm still doing all these appointments. I'm still out here working, but I know that the fear is setting in with people. And that's why I think that, like, I just made a post right now about how I'm doing virtual showings, virtual buyer consults, and virtual listing appointments. Make a post tonight on social media and showcase those things and tell people, hey, I realize what's going on, but we can still do all these other things.
That's right. Offer to video record showings after staging for their property so that you can send it, anybody that's interested and they want to schedule a showing, say, okay, before anybody is allowed to come preview the property, I'm going to get their pre-approval letter and I'm going to send them a video, make sure that everything looks good to them. And if it doesn't, then that will be one less showing that we have to conquer. So it's again, it's saying, okay, the virtual side of things, videos are super easy. Whenever you get the property staged and then you get it photographed, get it videoed at the same time. Increase the amount of photos that you have. Maybe you're only allowed 30 photos on the MLS, but maybe your photographer can take 40. Maybe those a few other photos will be a selling feature of the community where when a showing request comes through, you can send those off to the agent and make sure that this buyer is a serious, motivated buyer. You can also have a coronavirus station, a coronavirus kit. We're doing that. We're sending out these cute little baskets with a whole bunch of cleansing items in them to all of our
Where'd you get that stuff, girl?
What's that?
Where did you get all those goods?
Ordered it online. It won't be here till Monday, but we'll get it out next week. So we were able to get gloves, wipes, hand sanitizer, shoe booties for your feet, and it's a kit that is presented there as soon as you walk into the home.
Yeah.
And so it's just something extensive for you to say, hey, selling your home for top dollar is a top priority, but keeping you and your family healthy is definitely my number one priority. So here's what I'm going to do to make sure that we're not leaving any surfaces with germs on them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. You know, I will say what was really interesting today, this is slightly off topic, but at my closing, I was talking to the closing attorney and I was like, how do you think closings are going to work? Because I actually got an email, not for the closing I have today, but the one on Friday. They told me not to come. They were like, we would prefer just the buyer there. That would be great, you know, just because of everything that's going on. And I was like, wow, okay. And so anyways, I thought it was really interesting that this attorney was telling me that on Friday they're going to be doing some training. They have to do like 8 hours of training or something on doing virtual closings. And she was like, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be on camera with the buyer and the seller, and they're going to have to send us a snapshot of their driver's license, but we're going to do everything through the computer. And I'm just like, well, one, I'm so glad there's a plan. I'm glad that they're like working towards something, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, that's so crazy, huh?
Our title companies, a lot of them are closed right now. And so they're doing complimentary mobile closings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I figured I'd heard of people doing mobile closings, and then she's like, yeah, we may do that, but we're going to do this virtual thing.
I love that. That's super cool. Yeah. One of the questions too that you can ask your sellers is, would they like to receive a sight unseen cash offer? Do they want a cash offer before they even instead of putting it on the market? Some people have so much equity, or they're just so motivated that they're saying, hey, I'd rather take that route instead of putting it on the open market. So that's something that you could do too. Either get with local lenders. If you're with Keller Williams, we have the iBuyer program. There's plenty of Kelly offers. It's our version of an iBuyer program, and any agent that's certified can purchase it. It's just like cash, and it's treated like a standard transaction, and you get to represent both parties and even get a higher commission. So there's an opportunity for that. Also, one of the things that I am prepping both buyers and sellers for is cleaning your house. So for my buyers, I'm asking them, do you want to negotiate a professional cleaning service before you take possession of the home?
Yeah.
Putting that into the contract. That's going to really put their mind at ease. And then asking sellers, hey, after 2 weeks, if we have maybe showings this Saturday and next Saturday, or if we're just grouping showings and almost having like one time for everybody to come through, like an open house, you know, would you like me to set up a professional cleaner to come through? Would that make you feel better?
Yeah.
You know, we have so many families that if there's a pregnant wife, or they have children or a baby, whatever it is, I mean, you want to make sure that you're coming from a sense of care first. Stevie, you want to talk about your listing with the child, with the baby?
Oh gosh, I had gotten so much feedback on Instagram about that. I mean, it was like a full 24 hours of people were responding, and I was like, okay.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, I'm so appreciative. I was like, y'all are the best. So I have a listing, and it's not a baby. He's 1, but still young age. And even though, I don't know, it just made me really nervous, and I just wanted to know the best way to go about it. And someone had suggested, hey, why don't you have them reach out to the baby's physician? I was like, that's a great idea, because it's off of my shoulders, right? So they did, and then they were like, yeah, we want to move forward with you listing the house and do the showings and all those things. And I was like, okay, let's stock up on all the goods. And they just seem perfectly, I feel like I educated them. I over-educated them and what's going on and all these things and protocol and whatnot. And they still wanted to go through with it. And at the end of the day, that's their decision, right? So I don't know. So many people message me and they're like, if I had a young child, I would not do showings. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. But at the same time, they are military. They have to move within 2 months. It's a property that's $550,000. It's not as quick to sell, right? It's not we're pricing it high. So It was like, this is going to sit, and they were okay with it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Also, one thing that I was thinking of too that I forgot to mention when it comes to sellers is you can, chances are your photographer already does this, but do a blueprint of the floor plan to
oh,
upload and just make sure that floor plan will work for the buyers and making sure that that's
yeah.
in the photos as well.
What have you heard about virtual open houses? It's like a new thing, and someone just reached out to me today wanting to do it and told me all this stuff. I could tell you what her plan was,
So
but I want to know your thoughts.
I love the idea and I am also offering it. What
Tell
I
us all the details.
Yeah, so I mean, what that entails for me is just simply recording it, right? So I am either recording it on Facebook Live, recording it through a Zoom call, and putting it out. I do feel that I'm going to have to embed it into a lot of emails for clients, texting it
Okay.
out to those that fit that criteria, putting together Facebook ads. So what I plan on doing is a Facebook Live, or I'm sorry, Facebook event, and whatever days that I plan on hosting it, you can change the dates. And so I might have in there 123 Main Street in Arlington, Texas, and then I have the event and the live video going for about 2 hours, fielding all the comments and all the questions. And then when that one ends, when I have my next open house, then I will go do the same thing. And so all of the videos are consistently staying there in the event because they'll stay with Facebook and all of that stuff, but then comments and everything. And then it allows the opportunity where if they saw it on Monday and it's now Friday, they're able to go back and look at all of the open houses that I did, or even previewing of homes, looking
But
at
it's
all
just
of them.
you walking through doing a video, like a Facebook
Like a virtual showing, basically.
Live. Okay. I don't know. Seems interesting. I don't know. Jamie wrote this long comment. I'd love for her to hop on and tell us about it, if that's okay.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you
Okay,
at?
hey girls, can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can see you.
Okay, because I have my wireless on.
Oh, and I can see you.
So, okay, yeah, I hopped on. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this system's really cool because it actually is. I'm sure all of you have heard of the Matterport camera, right? So it's like a 3D scan. I used to do those all the time, but this system is different. What it actually allows you to do is do a 360 scan of the property, and it basically does like the little scans all throughout. You can use your iPhone to do it, and essentially it like molds all the images together and creates a 3D model. One, it creates floor plans. Two, and three, it uses all of those images to create actual measurements so they can see, you know, the sizes of rooms and stuff. But what's cool is it's like its own platform. So you could actually do a live chat. So you basically can invite your client and you hop on at the same time while they're doing the virtual tour, and you can talk while they're looking at it. And the same thing, you can give it to other realtors and they can invite their clients to do the virtual tour and walkthrough. So I think it's really beneficial for you to check that system out because you can do them on every single listing and do those for your open houses instead of doing just like a walkthrough, you know, because they can access
So
it
cool.
anytime, whenever they want. It's not like a video recording. It's just really, really cool tech that like there's nothing like it because of that live integrated chat.
Well, it's not the Matterport. It's what
No,
is it
it's not
called?
Matterport.
Oh.
It's called. Sorry, my daughter. It's called I Spy 360.
I Spy 360. And is it
Okay.
an app on your phone?
I'm sorry?
Is it an app on your phone?
Yeah, so basically it's like, yeah, you use it with your phone taking all the images, but you can also, if you don't want to use your phone, you can buy their camera, and it's like $100 or $150 to buy the camera and like get a tripod and do the whole thing. So it's a cheaper version of Matterport almost, but you don't have to pay a monthly fee. It's $95 per scan that you do, and it's good for one whole year. But if, like, let's say I share my code with you and you sign up, we both get a free one. And so if you continue to share it with your other realtor friends, everyone will get at least one free scan that you can try it out on.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
One scan, one house, or?
Yeah, you can scan however many you want, but it's $95 per house, and it's good. They stay up online for a whole year.
Oh,
Matterport was like that. Matterport would charge per scan, it was just got really expensive. You had to pay like the monthly fee, like you had to buy the expensive $10,000 camera when it first came out.
Oh my gosh! So you gotta send send me your code, because I think I'm
Jamie,
really.
Will you post your code in the chat?
Yeah, totally. I'll do that.
Because there's 32 of us on here. I'm sure even a third of us are interested. That'll give you 10 free.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, post that. That would be so awesome.
Let me grab my link.
Okay.
Anyways,
Thanks so much for
I didn't mean to interrupt your mastermind, but I was like, there's some tech that just brings it to the whole next level. Like,
I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it in the MLS that I'm like doing this open house, because I'm not going to physically be there, right?
You can, and in fact, they encourage that you do, because you can put the link like of the actual tour, and then just put like virtual tour only, and whatever.
Yeah.
24/7 tour, and then that you can put the link like right in the MLS that way.
Oh, so maybe it would be a good idea to just say 24/7 virtual tour here, not open house, because people aren't going to get it, and they're going to show up at that house.
Yeah, or you could use it in like how Amanda was saying, and do that Facebook Live and do the walkthrough, and then at the bottom post the link.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so if you get this app and you do the scan and it looks awesome, right? How are you supposed to find the people who are the potential buyers for this property?
You mean using that scan?
Yeah.
The same thing, like you do Facebook advertisements, pump it out via email to like all the realtors that I don't know if your MLS does this, but mine, you can do like a reverse search. Yeah. So basically, like, it'll allow me to email all the realtors in my area that have a buyer within that price point. And I can say, hey, because of the times of coronavirus right now, a lot of people are nervous to have open houses. So instead of doing a traditional open house, we're going to be doing this virtual 3D tour with integrated chat. You can walk through with your clients virtually, and you two chat with one another. And so that way you're like providing value to other realtors too for their clients. I don't know. I just think that if more people are using it, it would behoove our sellers big time for you to have this.
Yeah, I just heard about it today, and I'm like, what is this idea? What's going on?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of this, and I absolutely love it. I think the idea is great. I think with social media,
I'm going to have to do it.
I think, honestly, something like that would even get more people off of the fence. To say, oh, wow, I haven't even looked at homes. I didn't know that agents were out looking at homes, and this one really interests me. I think that it's a huge value proposition. I love it. And it's so much easier to send out a link like that than sending out a video too.
Yeah,
so
exactly. That's why I wanted to kind of chime in, because of that. Like, instead of sending a video, it's a link that they can access whenever they want is a huge thing. And it creates like a 3D model, just like the Matterport did, where it looks like a dollhouse,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, post your link before we get off, because
okay,
everyone.
Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll just hit you up later because I want to get it. Okay, cool. Well, I feel like we talked about all the things, right?
Yeah, we did. If you guys have any other questions specifically, let's go ahead and take just a couple of minutes to address those.
Yeah, otherwise send us questions and we could do it next week.
I'm thinking one of the questions is probably, how do you get buyers off of the fence if you're making contact with them and they say, oh, I'm going to wait? Because that's kind of what I'm seeing in the chat. What are you saying to those buyers, Stevie?
I guess that's the thing. No one's been like, I've just been telling them what's going on in the market, my outlook on things, and we keep moving forward. To me, I haven't had to deal with that objection yet. But this is the thing, is what I was thinking about yesterday. The people who I have under contract, because it's a lot and I'm really wanting this commission, right? Let's be honest. Like, I'd be really bummed if these all fell through. But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? If they call me today and they say, hey, Stevie, it's too much. We got to back out of the deal. I want to be fine with it. I want to be like, you know what? I understand, because you know what? Honestly, you guys, if I was buying a house right now, I'd be a little bit nervous too. If I had a family, I didn't have a lot of cash, I would definitely be nervous also. So I want to be understanding, and I want to just be there for them and provide value and come from a place of service. That's what I've been doing since day one. And it's working, because you're genuine and you help people and they see past that. And so, okay, you know what? It might not happen right now for them and for me, but I know if I accept it and I'm understanding and I keep showing up for them, I'm not mad about it. I keep showing up for them, trying to figure out ways to help them. And when they are ready, or if they know of somebody, it's going to work out for both of us. And that's what I've been doing the last 5 years. Deals have fallen through in the last 5 years, and they got nervous. They didn't want to go through with it. Okay, that's fine. Let's wait. And then a year later, when they were ready, they had more cash, they got their credit up, they felt more financially stable. Who did they think of? The girl that kept reaching out to them, seeing if they were doing okay, mailing them cards, holiday cards, all those things. They're going to think of you. So that's my plan. Is things are going to slow down. I really think a recession is happening. We have to be realistic. I'm cutting all expenses. Like, I'm not just this happy unicorn that's like, you know, sprinkling sparkles everywhere of positivity. Like, but I'm wanting to move forward and be positive and surround myself with people who are positive and whatnot. So I hope that helped. I would love to know if this was beneficial.
Yeah, definitely. Really what it comes down to for me is just asking questions. You know, when people are saying, you know, we were thinking about purchasing and now we're just not interested, it's okay, well, what's changed? It's asking them questions. And it's not that it's insensitive. It's just, okay, what's changed for you? Coronavirus. Okay, so tell me what specifically about coronavirus has made you stop wanting to purchase a home. And then asking, okay, remind me what the purpose of purchasing a home was when you were ready to go last week. Getting your family to downsize, getting your family to upsize. You want to grow your family. You want to get into a better school district. Okay, so do you think taking advantage of low interest rates while they are super low, do you think that that's a good suggestion or a good thing for your family that will end up saving you money in the long run? Just different things like that. It's just asking questions for me. And it's and it could be just because, you know, I cold call a lot. And so I know that there's so much power and clarity when you ask the right questions. So that's really what it comes down to for me.
Yeah, so let's just stay positive the next week. We're going to get more information every single day. It keeps changing, right? But I think just preparing yourself and having the right mindset, still, staying in your routine, doing things that, make you happy, still eat healthy, still work out. We can't be doing all these other things. I think it's a great opportunity. It's going to be, I'm genuinely excited about it because I know I'm going to show up for people. And since I'm not worried financially, I mean, so many people are like, they can't pay their bills next week. They've lost their job. They've got kids. They're at home. And I feel very grateful to not be in that position right now. So I want to show up for people. How can I help them? And I feel like that's where I'm really going to be able to leverage this.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
I think positives, all the positives.
All of the things. It's going to be great. It's going to be good. And those who show up, double down on their business, cut expensive, and say their positive affirmations are going to be the ones that are still practicing real estate in 1, 3, 5, 10 years.
Yeah.
So Awesome. Well, I hope that this was really good for you guys. Make sure that if you are interested in the I Spy 360, Jamie did put her code in the comments. So if you decide to go through with that, you get a free house tour. She gets a free house tour. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing so much of that. And let us know. Always mention us in your stories. Reach out to us if you have any questions or comments. We love hearing from you guys. So I hope everybody has a great week. Go crush it.
Yes.
We'll talk with you soon.
Cool. Yeah. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.